Welcome students. In last lecture we saw specifying a class concept. In specifying a class there are two types or there are two parts, class declaration and class function definitions. In last lecture we saw about the class declaration. Here we saw the syntax of class declaration and one example in which we can just declare the member functions of that class. We do not specify definitions of these functions here. So the remaining part, that is class function definitions, in today's class we will see this point. So here is the class function definitions. So the point is defining member functions. In this point we saw there are two ways. We can define the member functions of class in two ways, in two positions. We can define the member function inside the class. So it is called as inside the class definition. And we can define the member functions outside the class. So here is the outside the class definition. First of all, we will see outside the class definition. In outside the class definitions, here is the syntax for this. The syntax is return type, class name. This symbol is called as a scope resolution operator, function name and argument list. Now here return type means after execution of function body, which type of or which data type of value the function will return is called as a return type. Then class name, in which class that method is present. So here is the class name of that class. Then the scope resolution operator. This scope resolution operator is used here because we define the function definition outside the class. And as we know that to access anything outside its scope, for this purpose we use the scope resolution operator. We saw this point already. And here is the function name. Whatever the function we want to define, here we need to write the function name and the argument list that we need to execute this function body. And below it, we write the function body, the definition of function. Here is the example for this. In this example, see here, void, void is the return type. Then class name. In last lecture, we saw this class. So here is the class atom, and this atom class contains two methods, two functions, that is get data function and put data function. We do not give definitions here. That definitions we see today, and here that are the definitions. So here void, void, atom is our class name, and here the scope resolution operator symbol according to your syntax. Then this get data, it is the function name, and these are the argument list. And below it we write the function definitions. So whatever the value we provide here, that value copies in A and B, and after that A and B values are allocated or assigned to number and cost variables, because number and cost are the data members. Here is our class. Now see here, here is our class. In class, number and cost, number is of integer type and cost is of float type, and our class have two functions, get data. So the definition is for the get data. We also write the definitions for put data is also here. So this is the definition, void, void, item, scope resolution, get data, and this is the int A, int B. So whatever the value we get for A and B, that values are assigned to number and cost respectively. Then here is the put data definition, put data functions definition. So void, this function is also do not return anything. So void, item, scope resolution operator and put data. And here we write the definitions of put data. As we know that put data function is used to give the value, used to display the value of number and cost. So here we write cout, insertion operator, number and we want to display these output on the separate line. So we write here the \n. So cout cost, and here is also \n. So the output will be number, and whatever the value we assign here, that value will be displayed here, and cost in front of cost, in the cost whatever the value we assign for cost, that will be displayed here. So two numbers as output will be displayed for here. So this is the way in which we can define, we can give the definitions of any member functions outside. So please notice that when we want to write the outside class definition method, in that situation, before writing the function name and argument list, we need to write its return type, then the class name, then the scope resolution operator, and then the function name. Why the scope resolution operator is important? Because we write the function definition out of the class, and the class to which this member function belongs, so we write here the class name also. The second way, now we see the second way, that is inside the class definition. This is the outside the class definition. So the next point that we see is the inside the class definition. So how we can define any member functions definition inside the class. So here is the I will directly write, there is no any specific syntax for this. Here I declare the class atom, int number, float, cost. These are the data members. We do not write here privates, it means that both these members are private members. We write here the public. So these two methods, two functions are publicly available outside the class. So here is the definition of get data. Here we write the return type, function name, and argument list. This line is like a normal function prototype as we saw in function prototype point. This is the definition. The definition is same as like before. This is the definition for put data function. So here void and put data, it do not require any arguments, so the bracket is empty. Here is the definition of put data function. The definition is same. The difference between both these things is that here we directly write, our class definition is starting here and our class definition is ending at here, because the semicolon present at here. We define put data function and get data function inside the class. So it is called as a inside the class definition. When we define any class, when we define any member functions inside the class, there is no need of scope resolution operator and class name, because we write this definition inside the class criteria. So this is the inside the class definition. So it is the class specification. This point is completed here. If you have any doubt, so please comment me for that. In the next lecture, we will see the example in which we implement one class, and in main method how we can create the objects of that specific class and how we can access the members of that class. So take care and thank you.